talk a bit about echo chambers. Now, most importantly, how, or at least some tips on, avoiding them, or getting out of them. So first thing is, when you're studying something, try and understand what you're doing it for. If, say, you're trying to get a deep academic understanding, then really the best thing you can do is read a book. Read a textbook. I'm afraid, and yeah, I'm not a great reader myself, so I wish this wasn't the case, but truth is, articles online that might take you a few minutes to read won't really give you the in-depth understanding. Now, if you use them to supplement what you're researching, that's fine. And the thing is, and I'm just going to say it now, academic textbooks can have echo chambers as well. I mean, in a sense, you are reading everything filtered through the author's perceptions. Now, I'd just like to point out here, bias is not the same as having an agenda. So, take the Vietnam War, for example. If the author of a book on the Vietnam War is perhaps more high politics oriented, their work may be very much focused on, say, Lyndon B. Johnson and Ho Chi Minh. Perhaps not do as much on the military, economic, or other aspects of the war. That's just one example. An economy-focused history will leave out some of these other elements entirely. In fact, academia often goes through these kind of trends themselves where so for a long time high politics was seen as very important to history, then it moved on to economic focuses, then it became more social focuses, as it became things about other voices being heard. Back in the 90s there was this thing of hidden history. And that's the point, really. History, indeed other subjects as well, but that was where most of my training came from, history. There has these focuses. So, best way to do that, read other textbooks. Or listen to them, if you can get audio versions. And trust me, as a dyslexic, those were quite helpful in my studying. That's the point. If you're trying to get a deep academic understanding, there isn't really a substitute for reading the academic literature. I mean, technically there is. Technically there is, because you could do what Stephen Runciman did, and basically what he did was find as many primary sources as he could, and then write a history on the Crusades. However, you can tell from the introduction of his book on the First Crusade that he had read the academic literature as well. Now, if you're not looking for that, or you're trying to supplement that, but perhaps you're not, say, doing an academic thing, perhaps you're looking at something like just trying to find out about something, maybe more casual interest or something like that, then, there are internet articles that are perfectly fine. And yes, I use plenty of internet articles in my own academic study. And of course, in a better world, I'd pretty much end the video there. Because, well, there's a lot more of It's sort of like reading around is probably the best way of avoiding being stuck in an echo chamber. Sadly, of course, well, this isn't a better world. It's going to get kind of political from here. Because, truth is we live in a world where a lot of the old certainties have gone. You know, people might have said to you, you might have heard the idea that back in the day, a degree was a passport to a good job, and now it's not even a passport to a job. And in its place, well, there's a lot of issue, a lot of uncertainty, and well, a cultural war being fought for the soul of America, as Pat Buchanan put it. Now, that's not complete answer. Two main reasons why. Of course, firstly, you see, it would be a cultural war for the soul of America, but that's kind of like saying that World War II was fought for the ownership of Poland. You know, whoever managed to conquer Poland, well, someone else was going to try and liberate Poland from another part of the world, so it's actually a lot broader in other, and, well, a lot of other places are involved, if not most of the world. And it's a very global kind of affair. But the second main reason is not about the perspective. Because it's not about the soul of America. It's about each soul in America, if you like. It's about people, individuals. And of course, while I'm not a mental health professional or anything, I'm not Mickey Atkins, I'm not Psych to Go. Links to them are in the description, but truth is, one thing I can say is, you know, it's one of those things about culture war. It can be quite damaging for one's mental health to have so many societal expectations from different people, sometimes contradictory expectations just shoved upon you, and, well, part of the thing about avoiding echo chambers is that, unfortunately, there is an appeal to. They do have an appeal. That's the thing that appeals to me, in the sense you and your buddies together against a cause, or for a cause that's usually against something, standing together against the fearful odds, with innumerable comrades next to you, defending the temples of your gods. You know, telling people that their way of life is under threat. We are the ones who will save you, who will lead you. You know, you feel like you're part of something. Going in there to defend everything and anything that you love and care about. But they'll tell you is under threat, and they, of course, well, powerful in-group, but it doesn't matter in a way, because you are here. You're the one who's gonna go there. Apparently. You're the one who's gonna be out there changing the world, making a difference. Fighting the good fight. Unified with your comrades. Across the world. People you may have nothing in common with, but for just one crucial detail. A crucial detail that apparently also puts you at complete odds with other people. People you might have everything else in common with. People in your own community. But some in-group tells you. Yeah, an in-group that doesn't, from my experience, in echo chambers doesn't always share the benefits with you. But you're the soldier. Huh? Then God provided me a less painful for me to talk about story. And I'll just go set that up for you now.
See, the whole reason why I decided to make this video is because, as you know, I like talking about history, which means that I have to use dates all the time, literally. And of course, I do tend to use BC and ND, which was noticed by some people in the comments that then decided to hate on me and say, oh, you shouldn't use AD, you shouldn't use BC, those are wrong, you are forcing Christianity onto other people, you should use BCE, CE, you are a horrible person, and blah blah blah.
And the point. Now, things I've thought about that, such as what has been achieved, what has been built. Are you just tearing at someone, tearing them down, and because really, I mean, I get it. It's frustrating. You know, being in an echo chamber, engaging things you don't like. Point when it comes to echo chambers, well, I can sort of see the frustration. You're out there, engaging with the world. You find stuff you don't like, or that conflicts with the values that perhaps you somewhat deeply believe. I mean, for me, it was a bit easier getting away from echo chambers because I was looking for friendship, a sort of deep interpersonal connection. But more to the point, might be something you believe, and but there's a bit of a truth about him, and well, I'm gonna do a cover of a song. Okay, guys, and now just a little number. If you want to find the general, I know where he is, I know where he is, I know where he is. If you want to find the general, I know where he is. He's pinning another medal on his chest. I saw him, pinning another medal on his chest. If you want to find the sergeant, I know where he is, I know where he is, I know where he is. If you want to find the sergeant, I know where he is. He's drinking all the privates' rum. I saw him, drinking all the privates' rum. If you want to find the private, I know where he is, I know where he is, I know where he is. If you want to find the private, I know where he is. He's hanging on the old barbed wire. I saw him, hanging on the old barbed wire. So what is to be done? Well, there are some simple things we can do to make things better. You know, you can do what you can. Yeah, based on something a therapist once taught me, I don't know if I get the exact words right, but the idea of, Lord, grant me the strength to change what I can, the faith to enter what I can't, and the knowledge to know the difference. Amen. And I'll just break that down. So, what you can, I mean, yes, may not have a massive world-changing effect, but you can still help someone. Someone's hurting, you can help them. Someone's down, you can pick them back up again. Spreading a little love and kindness won't hurt anybody. Yes, handing to people what they can't, because you can't do everything. I mean, as you heard earlier, I can't play the ukulele properly. I am really bad at instruments. That's why I asked Pond 5. I think that's how you pronounce their name. But I've left the website in the description. And they, in exchange for some cash, gave me an individual license to the instrumental version of When Johnny Comes Marching Home. That bit you heard earlier. You know, they're very supportive, very kind, helpful customer service. Oh, by the way, they haven't paid me to say any of that. So, I think this is what we call unpaid promotion, and I'm not asking for a penny of it. Anyway. And of course, so, you know, you can't do everything. But I can tell my story. I can share these experiences and work with other people to make them happen. And know the difference. You know when you just can't anymore. Perhaps take some time out from fighting for the cause. You know, it's okay. There'll be someone else who can take over from you. Plenty of people fighting for the cause of trying to help other people. You know? And hey, after bread's secured, leisure's the supreme aim. So the old book goes. Anyway. Yeah. But you know, taking a break's fine. It's one of the reasons I like to watch Emma Cruise's videos. There's no way I can afford a cruise right now. I mean, unless I go with my family, but that's... And, well, given my book sales, well, it might be a while. I mean, they might pick up if... No, but that's not the point. The point is that they allow me to relax, you know, just watch some shipping content, some content about cruise ships, you know, just to get away from it all. Or watching a video by Giant Grant Games about, you know, can you beat StarCraft 2 in these conditions, or Warcraft 3 under these conditions. You know, decent people, really kind-hearted. But there's still a human being underneath all that. Now, yeah, it might be that the biggest act of forgiveness is to walk away. There's no reason, you know, you don't have to stay in a hurtful situation. You know, if it's hurting you, you can leave. There are other ways of doing good in the world. There isn't one way to solve every single problem. And you can work with people. And feel free to take a break. Someone else will take the helm. Someone else will take over. Can help out. Because there's no way you can do everything. I can't do everything. And so, you know, it's like the words of Ronald Reagan. We can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. We need... It's because there's a person who needs support. That support might be different to another person, but what of it? That is the thing. So what if one person needs different support to another person? You wouldn't... You still provide that support, surely. That's what I thought, anyway. And hey, if you want to find out about the world and what's going on, I also recommend reading around. I mean, Ground News is a site I use sometimes, you know, to check out whether certain stories have a certain bias to them, what outlets are covering what thing. Oh, and there are other people as well who do that, such as Vaush. Vaush, I'm not very great at pronouncing names. No, fellow autistic YouTuber, does a lot of streams on Twitch, talks about various topics, and as he once said, everyone is a mix of privilege and not privilege. So we all help each other out. And he's good at understanding the nuances and such in the situation, because nuance is a thing. Oh, wait, that's Jessie Gender's slogan thing. Hey, check her out too. She's a good YouTuber. Very kind and very supportive individual. And hey, you know, and hey, she doesn't always talk about trans or gender issues. Sometimes it's just chatting about Star Trek or stuff. You know, happens to be my second favourite sci-fi franchise after 40k. You know, so, but hey, hey, it's just a bit of fun and, well, and hey, so sort of, in the Emperor's name, live long and prosper. Yeah, I'm doing it right. Which leads me to another way of perhaps getting out of echo chambers. Finding a common ground with someone else. I mean, to be honest, Akana is another good YouTuber. I can highly recommend her content. But I discovered her channel really just because cats. She likes cats. One of her videos, I think one of the thumbnails saw a picture of one of her cats in it, and I thought, I see. Oh, I like the sound of this video. Cat person, like cat. Ed likes cats. And in a video I'm working on at the moment, one of my cats happened to get into the shot, so something to look forward to, guys. Anyway, but that opened up a whole load of content. You know, with such a variety of interests like cat videos, left-wing content, Star Trek fandoms, transgender YouTube channels, like, you know, oh yeah, Jammiedodger, another chap whose YouTube channel's very nice and fun, and I like, you know, I'm pretty sure I saw a cat in one of his thumbnails and that was the first one I clicked on. And you know, he's just such a nice chap. Or it seems like on the videos list. Always be careful about parasocial relationships, but you know, just... And you can just enjoy the content. You can watch it, enjoy it, have a bit of fun. You know, it can get serious at times, but you know, I saw one of his videos, had a cat in. Yes. Third video I saw of his, I worked out he was transgender. Do you want to know how I worked it out? Because he said so. Very good way of telling that. If someone tells you. Otherwise, don't bother, because it probably doesn't really matter to you. I mean, it's like me, I'm just having a conversation with a camera right now, and you chaps happen to be watching. Queer content, history content, stuff about swords, stuff about tanks, stuff about cruises. You know, the algorithm doesn't know what to throw at me. So having a wide range of interests and, you know, just latching, you know, you can find something you're interested in and opens up a whole new avenue of things and perspectives you may never have seen. But you found that common interest. And while you won't know them in the same way that you'd know someone in real life when it's a parasocial relationship, though having some social relationships is always good, but, you know, while we're dealing with the virus, probably best to be careful. I mean, yes, here in England the restrictions are rolling back, but still, be careful. Which, you know, you're probably doing anyway, but point is, having some social relationships is good for your mental health. And parasocial relationships are a little bit different, but, you know, just watching stuff and enjoying stuff and having some fun and relaxing is so important, because you just can't take it otherwise. Otherwise you'll just be brought down by all these problems that just seem so insurmountable. And maybe they are if it's just you, or just me. But a friend can help you. And then more friends. And working with people to build each other up, over time, that will make, you know, soul by soul and silently, to quote the old song, will make the world a better place. And it starts with just some simple acts of kindness. And you know, it's lovely having you here.